Je m'appelle Dscreet, je suis australien, artiste. I guess it's kind of funny that I'm in Paris painting the Berlin Wall. I said that to a few people before I came. I said, I'm going to Paris to paint the Berlin Wall, and they're like, what are you talking about? It feels good to be part of this special exhibition. I think it's very ambitious and a symbolic exhibition, and it's a great thing to be part of. But I think it would be maybe a bit naive of me to pretend that I've ever been in that same situation. But I have been to Berlin and seen the remnants of what was there and what happened, and spoken to people who were there during the time of the wall. Spoken to people like Thierry Noir, who was a real pioneer in painting this wall and did it under, extremely dangerous conditions, And I can kind of parallel it with some of my own experiences, but I've never lived under those kind of conditions of political oppression. I've risked my life doing other things, but I've never risked my life opposing an oppressive government or anything like that. So I wouldn't say that I've been in the same shoes as those people, but I can definitely empathise with them. And what I'm doing I guess it pales by comparison, but I hope that it's regarded as a tribute and regarded as a respectful, a way to pay my respect to those people. The kind of irony of this is, being employed, I suppose, to come over here and create a piece of artwork for the exhibition. This is actually something that I used to get arrested for and get into lots of trouble for. So it's kind of ironic to me, but it's also a nice progression, but I still have to be careful at times. Not that I really do that much bad stuff anymore, and not naughty stuff, but I think it's just a byproduct of a long history of painting illegal graffiti and having a sense of paranoia about what I do. This art form was not always so acceptable, and it was never so much part of the mainstream as it is now. I think the image of the owl is a very loaded image, and it means different things to different people. And especially if you travel the world, you find that it means very different things to different cultures. So it means something very personal to me, and it can mean something very different to the audience. I can't remember when I first became fascinated with them, but I've always been obsessed with them as long as I can remember, because they're kind of like a magical creature. They look like something like a fantasy creature, like a unicorn or a dragon or something that shouldn't really exist, but actually they do exist. And when you see them, they're kind of still unbelievable. They still blow me away whenever I see them. But and also they have these really big features, and that kind of lends itself to making a caricature, almost like a cartoon image. There's lots of reasons, and also I like this notion of it being about seeing and looking and observing, and I like to do that myself. So I think it kind of represents my personality, and I'm not the loudest person, so they fly silently, and it goes with the name Dscreet, so it makes sense for me.